All right, and moving on, US officials reportedly warned top Iranian negotiators that Israel might try to assassinate them during negotiations earlier this year. Now, in light of those concerns, the US officials asked in other countries across the region to warn Tehran. Well, the Washington Post and the New York Times are reporting new details about tensions between the United States and Israel during this year's Iran war, suggesting that Washington feared Israeli assassination plans could derail its diplomatic efforts with Tehran. According to the Washington Post, senior US officials became concerned that Israel intended to assassinate two of Iran's most important negotiators, Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf. While the Trump administration was trying to negotiate a ceasefire, reopen the Strait of Hormuz, and lay the groundwork for a broader peace agreement. The report says Washington's concerns were so serious that US officials asked regional intermediaries to quietly warn Iran that its top negotiators could be targeted. One US official told the Post that you may kill those folks and you're killing the pragmatists. The New York Times also reported that American officials believed Israel may have been plotting to kill the same two Iranian leaders during delicate negotiations that began in April. According to the New York Times report, the US feared such assassinations would immediately collapse the peace talks and reignite the war. The war began with Israeli strikes that killed Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and other senior Iranian figures. While US military operations, they focused primarily on degrading Iran's naval and missile capabilities. But as the war progressed, Washington and Jerusalem increasingly diverged from their objectives. The Washington Post reports that a key turning point came after Israel killed senior Iranian official Ali Larijani, whom US officials had viewed as a potential interlocutor. The New York Times adds that other officials considered relatively pragmatic, including Kamal Karzai, were also killed, complicating diplomatic outreach. The Times further reports that Iran took extraordinary security measures to protect its negotiators. During a trip to Islamabad, Pakistani fighter jets reportedly escorted the Iranian delegation. And on the return journey, intelligence about a possible Israeli threat, it forced Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf's aircraft to make an emergency landing before the delegation completed the journey by road. Araghchi and Ghalibaf ultimately became central figures in negotiating an initial ceasefire and a broader framework agreement.